I just want to let you know before I share these prayers, because I'm going to, because I believe you deserve to feel like shit for using technology to test prayer signals and connections instead of just living the Lord's Prayer and then letting the prayers work naturally. That you guys are bullshit artists and you're turning this into tribalism wars just because the people in southern Utah had a college named the Dixie State Rebels and had racial hate groups. And then try to cover up that with propaganda. You don't think there could be good people and bad people in the same town? You don't think there's some decent people in Las Vegas, Nevada, living among all those criminals? You don't think there's some good people living in Las Cruces, New Mexico, living among all these child molesting rocket scientist murderers? You don't think somebody really good could be born in Las Cruces to help save children from spyware technology and threats of mass murder of nuclear weapons? You don't think, what good comes out of Nazareth? Kaboom, boom, How could the savior of the apocalypse be born in Las Cruces F in fucking New Mexico, right outside the Trinity site, where they run the cartel businesses that rape little girls to death in Mexico to drive the Mexicans crazy, to keep them in vicious gang wars, and then turn all our good Johnny American heroes into freedom fighters. Right? You're all full of shit. Okay. You don't want to live the Lord's Prayer. You just want to line up the technology to kill the people you want killed. I cried when Cochise died. She's not talking about the father of the Chiricahua in Cochise County. She's talking about a character from a movie called Cooley High. She cried over a TV show. She's not crying when Taza died. She's not crying when Tishna died. She doesn't have prayers with Tishna watching the babies die on their mother's breast going on a train from Arizona to Florida. She don't give a shit about that. All she cares about a TV character that she can relate to. Okay. She doesn't care if Irish babies die in a flop house in New York and then have to get up and go back to Ireland to live in poverty and oppression from this British. She doesn't care. She doesn't care if one black group wants to dominate the other black group and goes and captures them and puts them on a boat and sends them off to the United States of America, and the other people that were black sat and laughed on the shore as the boat went off and they got plenty of money and went back and took all the land from all the people they sold off into slavery, not knowing that 5 years later they would be trapped by their white business partners and sold off into slavery too. It's what happens when you do that kind of stuff. It's instant karma of John Lennon, huh? Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the beauty of a man named Malachi Young. Malachi, when he was 17, a girl from a well-to-do Mormon family that were sexually abusive to their young, attractive women asked him to help her get away from her family. And when she turned 13 and she was getting ready to go through puberty, she married a 17-year-old man named Malachi, much to the chagrin of all the white people in the near, because, Brigham Young, of course, said, well, if I was that girl, I'd want to marry him too, right? And the father protested, but in the Mormon church in that time, the girls got to choose their husbands that they saw would care for them the most suitable, and the rest of the community all agreed that it was a good choice. The only ones that protested were her own family. And if her own family is protesting and she wants to leave her own family because she fears sexual abuse, that's pretty convincing group testimony. So his mother told him that it would be best to wait till she's 15 to sexually consummate the marriage, because having a baby between 13 and 14 could cause complications and kill the mama. So he spooned a lot and took a lot of walks to the cold creek. And then when she was 15, she turned 16. He was a proud father of a girl. And 2 years later, he had a son. He was 21. A girl going on 3, a little boy. So it wasn't just his brothers and sisters. It was a beautiful white woman that completely adored him. And all the white men in the area were very pissed off because the beautiful girl that everybody wanted, that was kind and strong, and she was with that nigger. The one that the Indians all like and the Navajos all like because he looked like one of them. He'd go out and herd the cattle. Some of the cattle would go off and he'd see it, and then he'd find moccasin tracks. He'd walk up and find the Navajos slaughtering the cow. He'd have a big grin at them, look at them, and said, "You must have prayed to the spirit to feed your family. Good. I was honored to help in that prayer." They'd smile at him and say, "Malachi." And they would say, "You want to help us come slaughter it and, bring the family and share and make some fry bread?" And, "Oh yeah, And so most of them made the whites that were bigoted hate him even more. Then one of the whites in the family of his wife he tried to befriend, always causing problems and trying to cause problems, went and took action against Navajos, and Brigham Young had a accord with all of them. So, we don't take reprisals. We go tell their head man, and he takes care of it. Okay, we take care of our own. Okay? Anybody offends on the Navajos, the Utes, the Shoshone, anybody around here, I take care of it. Okay, I go investigate it, find out, and then I take care of it, and I handle it according and properly into our law. Okay? But when it's a death and a murder kill, the only and it's beyond a reasonable doubt, the only thing to do is the same. Okay. And Malachi had to go help Brigham do that. And some white families got together and surrounded the Young place and mass murdered every last one of Brigham Young's favorite son and his favorite wife, and and all his sisters that were 19, 17, brother that was 15, 13, a couple more that were a little littler, and then not too many, but just enough to give a good family. He had a wife and 2 kids. His sister had a husband and kids of their own. His one brother was just getting married. Oh, Steve Young, you want to be the Messiah, huh? You want to be Russell Nelson, huh? You go tell Russell Nelson I said, go sod the fuck off, asshole. Okay. Your science and your technology doesn't do you any good. Okay? Doesn't do you any good. These stories, you sit and you see these, and it's almost like watching a movie. And people, it seems too good to be true. Yeah, I know. It's romanticized. It's The Last Samurai. It's fucking better than Last Samurai. It has truly religious, devoted people trying their best to live beautiful lives. And, the whole, you can see his beautiful face when he comes up on those Navajos, You prayed for food and it came. And then they see him and they, yaktae, and here he come bring the people, make some fry bread. We'll have a, and then he would always tell them, stop being so proud. Next time, just ask, Just ask, like Book of Job, right? That's what he would tell them. He goes, stop being so proud. When I have extra, I always share. You share this land with us so we can provide for our families. It's only right that I share with you because you're my family. That's what he would tell the Navajo. You never talked in prayer. This is like Little Hawk, It's like Tishna. It's like David. It's like Joseph. They didn't all die off in a war manual in the clouds, man. We have people throughout time that have so much beauty in them that most people that are jealous of them want them to die and go away, One thing that your sorry-ass technology wars is going to do is share the story of all you idiots before you accept the Lord's Prayer. We know he won't die and go away. Kids walking around going, my name's Malachi. Yeah. There's more than one Malachi. And the continuation of the angel of the book is good when the family is loved, right? Yeah. I'm going to go. You need to stop pissing me off. You need to stop playing God with your technology. You need to start using it to share the Lord's Prayer now. I don't know if I can talk to anybody in China and see if I can get anybody in China that's in a position of delusions of authority that will step up. So me and Sun Yat-sen can talk to, I can talk to Sun Yat-sen, he could talk to Confucius in prayer and say, we did it. I'm not going to do it. It's not my place. It's Sun Yat-sen's place. I'm not going to talk to Sun Yat-sen anymore. I'm talking to Suzuki, because Suzuki's now dying from cancer. He's been a lot of time meditating and talking to me in prayer to help me through this hell. He's a very special love song. He's a very special person. All right, guys. I love you. All right, peace.